It's a meatlock, boys. You see the text. We got Andre Fialho from Portugal, who literally just fought 2 weeks ago, got on the mic and said, Dana, please get me a fight at UFC 274, and ask and you shall receive, because he's getting an absolute layup in this one as Cameron VanCamp, aka The Invader, is making his UFC debut and getting no favors done asked for him, because Fialho is a straight up killer. I mean, we saw that most recently in that latest contest against Miguel Baeza, where he was able to TKO him with ease very early in the fight. It was in that first round. And we know Fialho as a guy who is always coming to bang, right? He's down to take one, to give one. He will eat a lot of shots, but those nice, lethal, in close uppercuts that he was able to finish Carmel Thunder with was something to behold. And in that fight, when he was making his debut before that, he lost to Michel Pereira, but that was a very close fight. It was one where Andre Fialho won the first round, and we had meat-locked Pereira in that one, and obviously we knew it was a lock nonetheless, but I remember getting a lot of comments from a lot of Portugal meat boys saying that Fialho was being slept on, and as you and I were watching that first round, we were kind of a little bit nervous because he did look nice before obviously our boy De Malidor was able to make the requisite adjustments, but nonetheless, this one should be absolute lock against VanCamp. So, what are your thoughts on this one? How do you think Fialho gets this one done? And ultimately, how's it going to net us our 48th meat lock?
Yeah, no, this is a lock nonetheless. Purely on the fact that Fialho is just on a whole other level right now. He's been looking so good that last fight, and he's hungry. I mean, he's fight like you said, 2 weeks later, we have this first debut. Looks like he's got a good record, but he's never beaten a UFC fighter. A bunch of bombs. He lost to them all, and I've seen some footage around that. He was just shadow boxing by himself on the stadium in Phoenix, Arizona, apparently, by his lonesome. So seems that he's more of a fan and just excited to just be a part of it. I don't think he cares if he wins. I think he's just wanting to be a part of it. So I think he's getting slept pretty easily.
Yeah, 100%. He was seen just kind of shadow boxing out front of the footprint center. Definitely giving off the vibe of just kind of happy to be there. I'm in the UFC, check it out kind of vibes. But in this one, should be an absolute lock for Andre Fialho. Last week was unsuccessful. Tubarão was able to finish touchy-feely, but we think that Van Camp is definitely getting crumbled in this one. So we're going to be going pretty heavy, boys. We're going to be throwing down 1,600 at minus 400 odds. It's going to net us a nice 400, get us that aforementioned 48th meat lock, and should be by a finish because Fialho really packs a nice punch, and we don't think that Van Camp is going to be able to eat too many of them because, as you touched on, I mean, if we look at Van Camp's fights against other UFC guys, he got finished by Austin Thud Hubbard, who is known as a decision machine, and he got submitted by Thomas Gifford, who was a guy who went like 0-4 in the UFC and wasn't really even in close fights. So if you're getting finished by those guys, I think it's going to be a tough night against Fialho for sure. And if you look at Tapology, 94% is rolling with the Meat Boys. They're rolling with the Meat Lock as well. They think that a finish is most likely. I guess the only question would be, do you think that this is going to be under or over 1.5 rounds? Because I think it's going to be one of those fights where it's probably going to be like minus 150, under a round and a half, and you're sweating it out for 7.5 minutes, waiting for Fialho to get that knockout. So would you take the under 1.5 or over on this one?
I would take the under, just because I think he's gonna come out guns blazing. He wants to get done 2 bags in less than 2 weeks. What's more beautiful than that? The other guy, he's gonna be coming out strong, I assume. And he's gonna get knocked out. Sad to say. But yeah, I think this is going to be a quick one, early and often.
Yeah, 2 bags in 2 weeks for sure. And I mean, even if we just look at the image, it's always concerning when a fighter's reach is NA. So we're rolling with Fialho in this one. We think that's an absolute meat lock. Let us know in the comments if you agree with this week's meat lock. Otherwise, just take it to the grill and get the bill.